What's going on, everybody? My name is Monatui, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and today I am bringing you guys my Week 10 match versus Chaos in the Sky 13, coach of the Boston Brelooms. Please, like I said in the team builder, please check out his channel. He uploads regularly, multiple different Let's Plays, so he has a very interesting channel. We're going to go over his team real quick, and before I get into the specifics of the team, just look at the 6 he brought and tell me that that is not the scariest lineup you have ever seen in any league. He's got arguably one of the best steel types of Sizzle. He's got one of the best fire types in Victini, one of the best offensive fairies in Gardevoir, one of the best grass types in Shaman. That combination of Victini and Shaman is so good. Then he's got an amazing wall breaker in the form of Tyrantrum, and then he's got the Rotom Wash, which is something that can relatively safely switch into my Aerodactyl. This match is going to be tough, but I do see a couple things. Number one, he did not bring Donphan, meaning he does not have Rapid Spin, and that means that his only form of hazard removal would be Defog Sizzle. So I'm thinking, okay, it's probably not choice, because he doesn't want to be locked in Defog, though I of course have run choice Excadrill with Rapid Spin, but also number two, because he doesn't have Donphan, that eliminates one switch-in he had to my Excadrill. And I'm looking at his team, everything other than the Shaman is 2-KO'd by Excadrill's Earthquake. Victini goes down in one hit, Gardevoir is almost one-shotted, need a little bit of damage on that. Rotom goes down, Tyrantrum goes down, and I'm Sugar. And even if Tyrantrum's at +1, or if it's Scarf, I will be able to knock it out. So, I'm not going to go over my team because I do have a team builder dedicated to that entirely, so if you guys are interested, please check that out, but for now, we are just going to get into the match. So, again, very afraid of Victini. That's an enormous threat. Shaman I have my Togetic for, but I can't really touch it. Gotta deal with that in other ways. Here, I figured Tangrowth is gonna be my best lead, and what is he gonna do? Sizzle it. Right, so, this is great, because he's gonna U-turn out. I'm gonna take this very well, and I'll get to see what type of Sizzle this is. By that damage, I know he's banded. Banded does exactly that amount. If he is not banded, that does not 2-KO me, but that easily does, so I know that that is banded. Here, he's going to go out and do his Shaman. I go for the HP Fire, thinking if he stays in, goes for a Bug Bite, I can knock it out. If he goes Shaman, I can get some damage on it. But, that hidden power wasn't super effective. Tangrowth. Not only did you not have the right name, you're Santa Christ, not fucking Santa Claus. I don't know who the fuck you're giving presents to. Are you an alcoholic? Are you an alcoholic? Do you have all those noodles just consumed by the blood flow of blood alcohol content of over, like, 0.37,000? Because this Tangrowth finds a way to fuck me. Anyway, we're gonna continue. I'm kidding, obviously. The person who gemmed this for me, Nish gemmed it, did not give it HP Fire, instead it has HP Dark. You guys will see how that plays out later. Here I switch out into my Togetic, as he unfortunately misses a Toxic, which does kind of suck, but it's not a super huge deal, because he is going to go for it once again, and I'm just going to, as you'll see in a second, I'm going to burp, and then I'm going to go for the Baton Pass with my Togetic, switch on out, get a nice switch out into my Mega Aerodactyl, and because he is leftovers, and based on that hidden power damage, I'm thinking that this is a bulky Shaman. So I figure Aerial Ace won't kill anyway. Stone Edge hits the Rotom Wash for neutral. I figured Stone Edge would be my best play because Stone Edge allowed Aerial Ace to kill Shaman afterwards. The Stone Edge would do more damage to Rotom, so I do just go for the Stone Edge. I do connect, and as you're going to see, this does a decent amount of damage. That does about 40%. With leftovers, he's left at like 63% about. Just gonna estimate that. Here he is gonna go out, or I'm gonna go out into my Tangrowth, best thing I can to take this on. He's gonna go for the Volt Switch, that's fine. I am Assault Vest, I do resist this, so I will take this just fine, and I can switch out and get my Regenerator back later on. Of course, this does give him a free switch into his Sizzler again, and he can just click U-turn. But he actually decides, nope, he does go into the Sizzler. So here, knowing he's either going to go for the U-turn or maybe the superpower predicting my Excadrill, I go out into my Togetic, which does quad resist this, and I will be able to take it very well. Unfortunately, he is kind of getting some good Volt Turn going on, and I can't really stop it because, again, Sizzler is just such an enormous threat. Here he actually goes out into his Victini, and I was kind of wondering what he was going to do, but he actually sets up the substitute. So this is bad because this Victini is behind a sub, and something's going to hit really hard. But it's also good because this confirms that he is not Scarf, meaning my Excadrill will be able to outspeed it. So here, I make the play I have to make and go out into my Manaphy. I know I can take a Bolt Strike, I can break this thing's sub, so that'll be very good for me. I couldn't really go out into anything else. If he was special with Blue Flare, Tangrowth would not be able to take it at all. Even a V-Crate would probably kill at that range. So here I just go for the Scald, break the sub on the Victini, as he actually goes for the Thunderbolt, which is probably best case scenario. Thunder would have done a lot more, Bolt Strike would have done a lot of damage, but Thunderbolt, even though it still does a lot, it leaves my Manaphy in range to the point where with the Rindo Berry, because his Shaman is defensive, I may be able to live a Giga Drain. Here I predict his switch out into the Shaman, and I make a ballsy switch into my Tangrowth. As you guys are going to see here, he's going to switch out, he's going to go right out into his Shaman once again, and I want to knock off this thing's leftovers. He unfortunately again is going to miss a Toxic, but as you'll see later, it doesn't matter too much because here he is going to be able to land another Toxic anyway, as I am going to follow up, as you'll see in a second, I'm going to get poisoned. I'm going to follow up with Sludge Bomb. This damage right here 100% confirms to me that he's specially defensive. That does so little. Tangrowth is not invested, but it should do a little bit more because Tangrowth does have a decent special attack stat. So here I am going to switch out. I want to see if he has Synthesis or if he has Leech Seed, what his form of recovery is, and he does have Synthesis. But this is totally okay because again, he can't really do anything to my Togetic. Even a random Hidden Power Ice will not do that much, especially from an uninvested Shaman. Here, he is going to switch out, which again is great because I do have the Baton Pass, I can get that slow momentum. He actually kind of pulls a weird switch into his Gardevoir, but again, totally fine. I am going to go for the Baton Pass, and this is a good time to go into my Excadrill. I can threaten this thing immediately, unless he is Babiri Berry, he will not take an Iron Head whatsoever, but because I need a little bit of damage on this, and because I don't think he has hazard removal, I'm actually just going to set up my Skull Frogs. This Scizor is going to come in, and I could have 2KO'd this thing with Earthquake probably, but because I know this is banded, I'm not expecting the defog, so I think hazards are up, to stay. I'm going to go out into my Tangrowth, not as fodder, but again, the best thing to take a hit, but he reveals the defog. Now, at this point, I realized it's pointless to get out my rocks. He has abandoned Scizor with defog, he has switch-ins to my Tangrowth, he has switch-ins to things that deal with it. Unfortunately, he decided to bring banded defog, so hazards are not going to really be too problematic for him on his side. Here, he does predict my switch, and go, well no, I predict his switch. I predict him to go under Shaman and pull the switch directly out into my Mega Aerodactyl, and here I just go for the Aerial Ace. I think he may predict me to over-predict, but he actually pulls the switch directly out into his Tyrantrum, which does not take a lot of damage from this Aerial Ace at all. Tyrantrum has decent physical bulk. Here I have to switch out, and the only thing that can potentially take 2 hits from this thing is going to be my Tangrowth. It's fully physically defensive, I can take 2 Head Smashes that are not Life Orb, but he just reveals that he has Stealth Rocks. And this sucks because, like I said, my Team Builder, or actually I believe I didn't mention, but I'm actually bringing no hazard removal this week. I need my moves to be covered by other things. Thankfully it doesn't hurt me too much though. Here he is going to go out into his Scizor actually, predicting my Giga Drain very nicely. If I had HP Fire, this would be a good time to use it, but I don't. I could have clicked Knockoff, but again, I kind of wanted to get damage off on the Tyrantrum in case he stayed in for whatever reason. Here he is going to go for the U-turn, but again, Tangrowth is a beast, so I will be able to take it. And at this point, I realize, again, because no HP Fire, HP Dark, my best play is to just go for the knock off whatever comes in. He is going to go out into a Shaman, so that is kind of a waste of a turn for me, because Shaman's was already knocked off and whatever, but it's okay, because I can preserve my Tangrowth. I would like it to sack off later, but here he actually decides to go back out into his Sizzle. Not entirely sure what he was predicting, maybe a Sludge Bomb. I was going to sack that off, go for a Sludge Bomb, but I'd end up going out into my Togetic to take the hit from the Shaman. And at this point, I really can't switch anything in. I have to just kind of sack off this thing. I could sack off Tangrowth, but I don't want to. I want to sack off this thing at the moment. And right here, I realize I'm put in a pretty tough spot. But I'm just going to pause it here. Right here, is where I decide, okay, I know exactly what I need to do in order to win the game. It's going to be tough to sweep with Manaphy because that Shaman's going to stop. It's going to be very tough for, what's that thing? I'm going to get Aerodactyl to win the game because it still has the Sizzle with Bullet Punch. Shaman's still at full health and can take a hit, etc. He still has the Rotom that can take one more Stone Edge, so it's going to be tough for Aerodactyl to win. The way I win this game is with Excadrill. Shaman I need to weaken, and I know that Shaman is his only switch into my Manaphy. And I calced it, I know plus 3 Ice Beam will not knock out a Spadef Shaman, but it will put it in range of an attack from my Excadrill. So that is the play I have to make. As much as I want to keep Manaphy around, I know that I can't and I have to get damage off on the Shaman. So I go right here for the Tail Glow. Even though he's not at complete max HP, he will be able to take the Ice Beam. I know this. I go for the Ice Beam. If he has Giga Drain, I actually do have a chance to take it with the Rindo Berry. But as you'll see here, he goes for the Seed Flare, he does connect. Rindo Berry is going to go off, but it doesn't really matter because Shaman is extremely powerful, especially with a base 130 stab move like Seed Flare. So Manaphy is going to go down, but this is okay. Shaman has taken the damage I need it to take. I go out into Excadrill, and I make the best play I can. I just go for the Earthquake. I calced it. It's guaranteed to kill at this range of HP. So as you'll see, right here, I do go for the Earthquake, and it knocks out the Shaman. This is really good. He doesn't have a safe switch into this Earthquake anymore. Tyrantrum goes down. Rotom goes down. The only thing he can do is now go to Sizzle. And this is where I have to sack off my Tangrowth. There's a big reason I needed to sack off my Tangrowth, because this Scizor I know is banded. If he goes for U-turn, okay, I'll go down. If he goes for a knockoff or a superpower like I thought, Tangrowth will go down. And this is really good, because, once again, like I said, even though Aerodactyl was originally one of my big win conditions, or a potential win condition, I know what I have to do at this point in order to win. Because this is a banded Scizor, I'm thinking that it's not a defensive one. Obviously, that'd be kind of weird to run max HP, max defense with a Choice Band. And judging by the damage, it looked like he was max invested. So, I need damage on this so that Earthquake from Excadrill can knock it out. And I can't let Excadrill get knocked off because then Victini will outspeed me. So what I have to do here, I could go for the Stone Edge. It would kill pretty much anything else that came in. Rotom would come in, it would die to that plus another move. But my play now, because I know he's locked in the knockoff, is to go, as you'll see right here, I go for the Pursuit. Because I need the damage on this thing. And this damage right here allows me to KO it with Earthquake. So at this point, I actually believe in my head that I have won the game. Well, no, not quite. I do need a little bit of damage on Gardevoir to knock it out with the Earthquake. I don't want to have to rely on predicting around Iron Head and Earthquake because this Rotom's still around. Unfortunately here, I missed the Stone Edge. Not a super big deal. Again, it does go down. What the fuck? Sorry about that. My video decided to glitch out or whatever. Anyway, I do miss the Stone Edge. Aerodactyl does go down. Not a super huge deal. Here I go out into my Excadrill and I get a kill. He cannot switch anything into this, so I can just click the Earthquake, knock out the Rotom, and knock out anything else that comes in other than potentially the Gardevoir. Again, I don't know the Gardevoir spread yet. Even if he is not running bulk, it's not a roll in my favor to KO it with Earthquake, so I need a little bit of damage on that Gardevoir. Here he comes. I'm down 2-4. I'm like, okay, he's either going to go for a Will-O-Wisp or a Focus Blast. Alakazam can take either of those just fine, and I'll be able to get off damage with it later on, but he reveals the Reflect. And this is an issue, because now I don't KO the Victini with Earthquake, I don't KO the Tyrantrum with Earthquake, and I don't KO this with anything. So here, he is going to go for the Light Screen, setting up dual screens, and this is a dual screen Gardevoir. That's going to be an issue. Here, right here, I think he may go for a Moonblast, and I need my Sash on Alakazam. I switch out into my Excadrill to threaten this thing immediately. He also, at this point, was likely to be in range of Earthquake, also nothing really wants to switch in on an Iron Head behind, besides potentially Victini, but he actually reveals the Wish. And right here, I make another pivotal play. I think, okay, I cannot let that Wish get past the Scizor. I need that Scizor weakened so I can keep clicking Earthquake at the end of the game. He is going to switch out. I'm thinking, okay, good, I've made the play. I can hit Scizor with a Protect and then an HP Fire, stalling out the turns, and then maybe I'll be able to kill it. but he actually goes out into his Tyrantrum, which I think is totally fine. Here, I need to stall out those screams, so particularly the Reflect. So I go for the Protect, he goes for an Earthquake. That's one more turn. I go for the Psychic here. I didn't want to risk the double Protect at the moment. I go for a Psychic, does a very nice chunk of damage that allows me to kill with Earthquake, even with the Reflect up. That means that as long as I'm counting my Reflect turns right, we will be fine. I go for a double, I go for another Protect here. Stall out one more turn of Reflect. He goes for the Earthquake, doesn't work, of course. I go for a double Protect because I forgot if I had miscounted my Reflect turns by 1. I was like, fuck. But as you'll see here, 1 minute, it doesn't matter because I stalled them out enough to let the Reflect end. My Excadrill wins the game at this point. Unless he's running Shuckaberry here and he's some sort of physically defensive variant, I should be able to win the game. Here, he's going to switch out. It doesn't really matter too much, everything should go down in one hit. He's going to sack all his Gardevoir. Even if it's physically offensive, it will go down to this Earthquake. Go for the Earthquake. HP bar is going down, it's dead. That's 1. It's Excadrill versus 4 of his Pokemon now. Well, 3 now that Gardevoir has gone down. Now he's going to send out his Scizor. This should go down. I count it. This definitely should go down. Earthquake. Come on. Kill. Come on. It knocks it out. 2 left. He's got Tyrantrum and Victini. I don't think Victini can live. I don't think Tyrantrum can live. He's going to go back out into Tyrantrum. Come on. No Shuckaberry. No Shucka. There's no way this thing can live. Doesn't matter if it's physically offensive or not. This thing is going down. There it goes. So now it's Victini left. Victini has a lot of health left. Victini has very good natural bulk. If he has the right investment, he should be able to live this, actually. But I go for the Earthquake. I'm like, come on. Tell me you're not bulky. We win the game 1-0, back from the clutches of defeat. And that feels really good. That was an incredible game. That was an incredible game. That was honestly, aside from maybe the match with Troy, that was easily the best game of my season so far. Although unlike Troy, we actually won this one. Yay! So thank you very much for the game, Chaos. I don't know how I did that. I feel like I played extremely well. I feel like I knew exactly what I had to do in order to win. The team prep didn't work exactly how I thought it was, other than the Excadrill sleep at the end, but I was able to utilize the Protect. I was counting my own Reflect turns. I didn't get it perfectly, but it did work. I'm very happy with this win. I feel like I played extremely well, and I feel like despite his scary team, I was able to make a game plan that I actually followed through with and won with. So thank you guys very much for watching. Next week determines whether or not we get into D1. We are currently in 3rd place. I'm not sure what some other people have done, but we are in 3rd place currently. No one can catch us. If we win next week, we are officially at number 3. Now, number 3 does not guarantee a spot into D1, but we do have to fight for a playoff spot against the 3rd last in Division 1. So I shouldn't have said we get into D1, but 3rd place gives us a good chance. So thank you guys for watching. Again, check out Chaos, and I hope you guys are excited for the next match, because that is the most important that any match could possibly be for us. So have a nice day, everyone.